So as always, before we start your reading, we're going to take a look at your oracle cards. And Saggy, this week from Le Vampire, you pulled Hope, Anticipation, Bright Prospects, and Wish. And from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled Creation. Now, Hope from Le Vampire is talking about your ability to create possibilities in a seemingly hopeless and difficult situation. This is about hope being restored to you. And the hardships that you're dealing with are not permanent, and tomorrow will be better. And then when you look at Creation, this is talking about you owning your own gifts. It's opening up to magic and lasting transformation in your life and finding your muse. So a lot of you this week are creating hopeful situations out of difficulties, and I think they're beautiful cards for you guys. All right, Saggy, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. The Chariot. Nice. Getting control over those opposing forces. And this is internal. This is about getting control over your thoughts, your feelings, your desires. And start having that momentum forward and feeling that victory. But getting those puppies to start going in the right direction. And in the past, the Three of Coins. Looking at this is saying that, and I always love when the Three of Coins shows up with the Chariot because it's saying that you're doing the right thing here. But the Three of Coins is really about, you're putting in some work here. You're being recognized for the efforts that you're putting through, but there's also this feeling here of like working together with others for a common goal. But, this could definitely be a work situation for some of you. But, the deeper meaning here is you're doing the right thing. And it's like you're continuing to do that now. And in the present, the High Priestess. So looking at that next to the Chariot, I think for some of you, you're like looking at situations differently here, and instead of taking like immediate action, you're just kind of observing the situation, because the High Priestess is a passive energy. This isn't where, there's a lot of action being taken. There's a need here for you to pay attention to your intuition, right? There's hidden wisdom here that can be brought to light. And, for Sagittarius, I would imagine that that's extremely intriguing, right? Hidden wisdom that Saggy doesn't know about. What? But seeing the High Priestess is saying that, something here is happening where your intuition is going to play an important role in getting control. Oh, nice. Future conditions, the Sun. And looking at Hope, it's funny because that card reminds me of the star. And the Sun isn't the star, but the Sun is the star, damn it, right? But seeing that as future conditions is saying that you're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. The Sun, anytime that shows up in a reading for me, I'm like, oh, you're fine. No matter what is happening, you're going to be just fine. You guys are like working toward uncovering some hidden wisdom, and you're getting opposing forces to start working together. It's beautiful. And then the Sun coming out. The only warning that there ever has been with the Sun is not to let the power go to your head, right? But you guys are going to be feeling good and rejuvenated, You're going to have your time in the sun. The best path to follow. Looking at the Five of Wands, if you're dealing with minor difficulties, you need to get control over this. And it's going to be, through your own actions. But for some reason, with the High Priestess being in present conditions, you're not really taking action. It's like you're allowing these situations to unfold. But, when I see this in this position, this is Spirit's advice to you. If you're dealing with situations that are like, and it's minor, and this is minor crap. I mean, compared to the Five of Swords, this is minor. It's just saying that there's a need for you to really take charge of the situation. When you're looking at the Three of Coins in the past and you're talking about working together, that is not happening with the Five, and there's a need to go back to that. And it's like there's a need for you to start standing up and taking control of the situation, especially when it comes to getting control over what is going on with you internally. But you guys are looking for like a deeper meaning in this, is what I feel like looking at the High Priestess. But Spirit is saying it might be a little bit more simpler than what you may be thinking. But there is a need here for you to step up. If you're in a situation where people are working against each other, you need to, go back to pulling on that energy of the Three of Coins, with that is the past coming through. But no matter what happens here, you're just fine. You're just fine. In your environment, the Ten of Coins. And that's fantastic. So for some of you, it may be a situation where you're like, I don't really need to worry about this, because I'm stable. The Ten of Coins, and looking at it this way, is like talking about you getting control. And, when you start putting in the effort, you see big time results. It's, like grounding yourself and laying down some roots here. It's saying a stable home, stability. But there is like financial backing here too. But the important thing is security. There's security. There is a strong foundation that, is in your environment right now, which is fantastic. And it's almost like, for some of you, you're looking at it like, I don't need to deal with this. Like, I don't have to deal with this. Everything is fine, right? I mean, everything is okay. But it's like Spirit is like, wait a minute now, because there's a need for you to like step up and take control. Like, seriously, start taking control. But I think for some of you, you're like, I've already got that. Like, everything's fine. Everything's okay. Like, I don't need to worry about minor difficulties. And it's just minor. The Five of Wands to me is just like minor, small irritations. There's nothing major happening there. It's just that there's a need for you to take the lead. But you're like, but why? It's like you're trying to figure that out because everything's okay. Yeah, see, for some reason, there is like this need for you to really stand up here and start voicing something of importance. And it may be some hidden wisdom that some of you may need to share, right? The Seven of Wands and your hopes and your fears is, when you look at the description of the card, it talks about, having to fend off like opposing viewpoints and, but you having the higher advantage here. But really, this has always been the card of, I'm not taking any more shit. And this is how I feel, and that's it. And that's just how it's going to be. Or as my Sagittarius husband would say, end of story. You have control over this situation. And I think Spirit knows that. It's just that I think for some of you, there's a need to maintain it. And like whatever hidden wisdom that is coming to light for you guys, share it. Share it. I think it would be important. Sagittarius has a very specific view on not just life, but spirituality as well. And sometimes they can be a little bit blunt and a little bit forceful with that, but there is wisdom there. And it's like for Sagittarius, when they're trying to explain it to other people, it can feel like, you should understand this, let me teach you here. And some people may oppose that or oppose your viewpoint, but it is what it is. And that's it when it comes to Saggy, because you know. It's funny because it's like talking, this whole reading is like talking about your personality almost perfectly. You know how to get control. And the sun, I mean, everything's fine. Everything is perfect for you guys. I'm like trying to, pull out whatever I can from this that may be helpful, but I feel like you guys got everything under control. Like, I know what to do. I have this hidden wisdom and I know how to apply it. And as far as dealing with people that may be opposing you, you're like, no, ain't happening. Because my foundation is stable. And then the outcome, the Eight of Coins. And I'm looking at this and I feel like it's important for you to, like, teach other people. Like, there's a need here for you to share some wisdom. But looking at the Eight of Coins and looking at the Three of Coins and then the 10, as far as financial goes, when you're looking at this in terms of your work and stuff like that, what I'm seeing is that competition is not ever going to be an issue for you. If you're in a situation where you're like trying to get like a position or get a new job, whatever the situation is here, financially you're doing fine and you're showing off your talents big time. When you look at the Eight of Coins with creation too, it's you finding your muse and like really showing off what you can do here, right? And the big thing with the Eight of Coins is you see results, but you only see the results of the efforts that you put through. But when you're looking at the two and then seeing this in your environment, it's fantastic. Fantastic. But, when it comes to you spiritually right now, I don't know. There's this feeling here where there's importance in you teaching people how to get control over their lives. But you have a specific viewpoint on that. And, I think that you may face difficulties in expressing it because of other people seeing things differently than you. But through experience. Like, through experience. And you have hidden wisdom that needs to be shared. What do you know, Saggy? Right? Start sharing it with the rest of us. But overall, Sag, this is a beautiful reading, It's like, this is consistent. It always seems to be consistent with Sagittarius. The steps that need to be taken here in order for you to get control over whatever situations are happening in your life. When it comes to creating your own stability, When it comes to your spirituality, And through experience. All right, Sag, we're going to take a look at soul trees here. But I like this reading. You don't have anything like super major happening this week. I think that the High Priestess just means that, especially with the sun underneath, you guys may be learning something that, I'm serious when I say this, you need to share it with the rest of us, right? Like, it shocks me sometimes thinking about how many Scorpio readers there are out there. And I want to see a Sag do it. That's what I'd like to see. I don't know of any. If you guys know, please let me know, because I'd like to see a Sag reader and see their perspective. Because they can be blunt about it, but damn it, there's wisdom there. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Inspiration, creation, the Eight of Coins, the Three of Coins, and then having the stability in your environment. And seeing the High Priestess, you guys are getting some major inspirations here. Surrender. I look at that and it goes back to what I was saying about, you're not really worried about what is going on around you because it's minor and like how to handle the situation. But I think for some of you, if you have a very strong viewpoint, if you're looking to get support, especially with working with other people, there's a need for you to kind of surrender stubborn views, maybe. And, surrender too is like surrendering to the magic of life. When you look at celebration, I think that's perfect. I think it's perfect, especially with the sun, You guys are having a moment now where the light is shining on you and you guys are doing fantastic things. And again, you are an inspiration to others. All right, Sag, we're going to take a look at the romance angels to see what's going on with you guys in love. But this is an easygoing, reading. There's no major difficulties. Everything's fantastic. I think this week is going to be a breeze for some of you and you're going to end up celebrating. Looking at the sun in celebration and then the Eight of Coins, some of you may be showing off some of your talents too with creation. And hope. You guys are very optimistic. Of course you have hope. There's no reason not to. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. Yeah, I would... There's two ways for me to look at this one. If you are single and you're meeting somebody new and you are financially stable and you have, this fantastic job and you have money coming through, be careful about the people that are coming through because you want to make sure that they want you for who you are, not for what you have. But for some of you, your career may be more important than a relationship right now. Maybe your own stability and creating your own stability is what is more important than having a relationship. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. I can tell you from experience, when a Saggy starts to flirt, it's like mind-opening, and it can lead to some very beautiful things. If you're in a relationship and you are happy, start flirting and open up that energy. Beautiful, Sag. Your reading was easy peasy. Nothing difficult. Finding some hidden wisdom, but damn it, you need to start sharing it with the rest of us because what you have going on here is fantastic. Alright, Sag, this is beautiful. I don't even know what to say that's going to help some of you right now because I think you guys are doing fantastic. Your lives are going smooth right now. This week is going to be a breeze for some of you. When I look at the Five of Wands and I look at the Chariot and then the Three of Coins, and then even with the Ten of Coins, if some of you are dealing with difficulties within family and maybe there's some bickering going on, right, you're going to be the one that's going to need to step up and take control of the situation. But they're minor. They're so minor. It's just about you getting people working together again instead of opposing each other, and it's going to be up to you. Now, when it comes to, your finances and your career, seeing the Eight of Coins, and all three of these are the best ones you could be pulling out of the Pentacles. When it comes to your physical world, everything is fantastic. You're doing great. Financially, there's backing. You're doing well in your job. Some of you really love what you're doing here with the Eight of Coins showing up. Now, when you're talking about spirituality, I can see why some people may oppose your views, but you shut it down and you're no, because I understand from wisdom, right? I understand from experience. I've been through these things. This is what it is, and that's it. Right? So it's understandable that some of you may be facing some opposition there. But for those of you who truly understand you and know your nature, they will understand that where you're speaking from is from experience and from wisdom and from knowing. From knowing. I'm serious when I say this. I really want to see a Sagittarius reader. I don't know of any, and I don't know if it's because I just don't look at YouTube a lot. I have my readers that I like. I just don't know of any that are Sag. Please tell me, because I would love to see it. But seeing the High Priestess there too, you guys may be getting some inspiration here. When you look at this with creation, the Eight of Coins, you see the sun and inspiration, right? You guys may be learning something that has a lot of value, and it may have a lot of value for others to learn as well. It's just that some people may be opposing it because, wait a minute, I have my beliefs, But overall here, I'm trying to pull something out that may help, but you guys are doing fantastic. I love this reading. The sun and celebration. Celebrate your lives. Because if things aren't going good right now, it's definitely worth celebrating because you are having your time in the sun. I love it when this card shows up. And hope. Of course you have hope. There's no reason not to, right? Life is beautiful. Now, when it comes to relationships, it would make sense that some of you are more concerned with your finances and your career than a relationship right now, especially if you have a stable foundation. It's something that you want to continue to work for. So right now, for some of you who are single, a relationship may not be the most important thing. On the other hand, for those of you who are meeting new people, make sure they want you for you and that they're not going to constantly be opposing your viewpoint because you want harmony with that. But you don't want to get involved with people who want what you have rather than wanting who you are. And then when it comes to flirt, yep, Sag, Seriously, male and female, same couple relationships, it doesn't matter. If you are a Sagittarius in a relationship and you are happy right now, the best thing that you could possibly do for your partner is to flirt. Because when Sag starts to do that, it gets fun. Things get really fun. But I love your reading. It's really calming. It's nice to see that you have this stability in your life right now, especially when it comes to finances. But there's also stability and strength within you when it comes to your spirituality as well.